Let's learn how to dice potatoes 2 different ways. To get started, you're going to need a sharp chef's knife and a bowl of water to rinse your potatoes in once they're peeled, and of course a cutting board and potatoes. So go ahead and grab a peeler as well and start peeling your potatoes. This is optional. You don't have to peel your potatoes for this, but it just depends on the recipe you are making. For something like a breakfast hash, you would want peeled diced potatoes, for example. Once your potato is all done, go ahead and give it a little rinse in the water to get any excess dirt off. And now we can start our first method, which is the fastest way. Go ahead and chop your potato in half and put those 2 halves with the flat side down on the cutting board. Now we are going to make 3 cuts. Try to get them as even as possible. There's our 3 cuts. Now rotate the potato and start chopping down the other way. So this will result in a really quick dice, more like a chop. It's not even squares as much, but this is great for things where you don't care the way the potatoes look as much. So that is our first method. You can go ahead and repeat that step with the other side of the potato. Make your 3 different cuts. Now, if your potato is smaller, you can just do 2 cuts, but 3 is working best for this size. Then rotate it again and make your horizontal cuts. The first ones were our vertical, now we're doing horizontal, and there you have your nice chopped / diced potato, perfect for a variety of different recipes. Like I said, that is the fast method, but now let's get to the more even square dice that is more of a technical dice. This time we need to square off our potatoes. So set the potato so that it's up and square off one side, just cutting down. You really want to make sure your chef knife is sharp. This is what it should look like. And then place that flat side down again. Now you're just going to square off the other sides of the potato. So with that flat side down, cut another side off, turn the potato, cut another side, and then flip it over once more and cut off the last side. Now you should have a squared off potato that is perfect for making an even dice. So go ahead and lay that down on the cutting board when you're finished, and we can now chop that in half. Depending on the size of your potato, you can do different amounts of cuts, but for this I'm just doing 2 different cuts, so I have 2 flat surfaces to work with. Now I'm going to cut each one of these into fry shapes, so just rectangular cuts. You want all of these cuts to be the exact same width, so you can use a kitchen ruler if you need to. For example, a medium dice is 1/2 inch, so you want to make sure each one of these cuts is 1/2 inch. Now we're rotating it and doing our last 1/2 inch cut, which will result in the nice even dice with a 1/2 inch on every single side, which is just nice cubes that can be used for breakfast hash and lots of different recipes where you need the potatoes to cook nice and evenly. That's what it should look like. Repeat this with the other flat piece of potato that you have, cut into your 3 strips or however many you need to get that even cut, and then rotate and cut your squares. The edge ones will be not quite as even, so you can either choose to use those or not depending on how perfect you want it to look. But the middle pieces should all be a perfect medium dice. You can do a 1/2 inch for a medium dice, 3/4 inch for a large dice. Now about those excess potatoes, you can always cut those into little strips for some fries. It's always better not to waste them, so be creative and make a little side dish with those excess pieces that we had to chop off when we squared off the potato. And there you have it, how to dice a potato.